my name is Chaya Lichtig. I'm an occupational therapy consultant.
Hi, I'm Deb Sharp. I'm an occupational therapy consultant.
We are consultants with the Vermont Continence Project, which is housed at the Center on Disability and Community Inclusion at the University of Vermont. This webinar today is on the use of visual supports to help toilet learning for all children and youth.
Visual supports are used to help a student master any routine of daily living, and it can involve the use of a picture, a drawing, icon, a photograph, or object to give a child visual information in addition to verbal prompting. Visual supports can be useful for all children, no matter their age or where they're starting in their learning sequence on mastering toileting skills. For some children, processing verbal information is extremely challenging, and the use of visuals helps to give them that information in a format that's doesn't have the same cognitive as trying to process verbal information. Using visual supports is also a bridge to independence for a learner. Typically, the initial prompts from an adult involve a physical support and then transitions to a verbal support, and perhaps a visual prompt or support, and finally the child learns to gain independence and self-prompt or master the routine.
Visual supports can also serve as an additional mode of information. Even if a child's auditory comprehension is strong, it can help as a reminder of the next step when they're learning a new skill. It also helps to make requests and expectations more concrete. It makes them a little simpler to understand. As in, if I just tell you something as I'm walking from one room to the other and you're walking in the other direction, it actually makes it a little more solid that this is what I'm expecting of you right now. Also, many kids are more willing to follow a picture suggestion or a written suggestion rather than a request from an adult. So for some toilet learners, it can help to decrease refusals. And finally, one of the kind of extra benefits of using visual supports is that they help to build early literacy skills, pairing a picture with a word, which is one of the first ways that children learn to read. So what are some examples of visuals that you can use to support your toilet learner? One is called a visual schedule, which is exactly that. It shows the sequence of a routine throughout the day, and it's going to help a child with predictability, consistency, and it can ease anxiety because it helps someone know what's coming next. So as you see, this is a visual schedule for the afternoon. We're going to show a close-up of it in a bit. And it shows the sequence of getting off the bus, using the toilet, having a snack, playing, dinner, washing up, and going to bed. I chose to use pictures from the internet, just found off of Google Image. You can take pictures from your own home. Another way to do it is with drawings or with clip art from the internet, and you'll choose what feels most convenient for you and also what you think is going to be the easiest for your learner. So this is not meant to be a all-inclusive look at everything that could possibly happen in an afternoon in your life. It's a general layout of these are the events that tend to happen and can kind of help your child to move along and get a sense of what's happening next. One design consideration that you may want to include is a change of plans. I don't have Velcro dots on this visual schedule, but you can put Velcro dots on your visual schedule and one on the back of your change of plans. And if, let's say you come home and use the toilet, but then actually we're going out for a treat, you might choose to cover up having a snack at home and knowing that we're leaving the house then. Again, not all inclusive, but it will give a child a sense of what's going to happen next.
So another type of visual is a task strip. And these are used to help walk a child through each step in completing a task, or in this case, a toileting routine. So there's a few different ways you can use this. It's broken down into pants down, sit, wipe, flush, and pants up. So it's very clear, and the student can follow along in many cases without having an adult prompting them along the way. So a few different ways to use this. One is you can display the full array right from the beginning. The student just visually follow it through. Another way is to have each flap closed after the students completed a task. And they're done. Just secure little flaps with Velcro. That's another way. And then when it's done, either reinforcer or on to the next activity. Another way to do it is to just open one flap at a time, so the child is just focusing on that one step. And read the next one to see what comes next.
So these task strips are made out of the spine of a manila envelope. We're not going to demonstrate how to make one of these today, but if you chose to make one of these, you just take a plain manila folder, you cut the top half of it off so that you just have the spine flap, and then you cut each of these strips up to the spine. And then we just used some Velcro with adhesive backing to be able to open and close them.
This is just another example of a task strip, and one that's a little more whimsical, that was made at home by a parent. Again, this one has letters down for each step, and it spells awesome. So as the child opens, they can see the first step in the routine. Again, a visual with the word to help the child begin to develop some literacy skills. Toilet, get dressed, and so on. That's just another example of a nice homemade task strip.
Another visual support that you can use to support toilet learning is a number strip. And a number strip is literally what it sounds like. This one is handwritten. Again, it's the spine of a manila folder. They're super useful. And the function of a number strip is that it can increase sitting time for learners who may be resistant to sitting or may not really understand the concept of how to sit for more than an instant. And the way that you use it is you bring your learner to the toilet. If you want to even start with just 1, 2, 3, you can cover up the rest of the numbers, count up, and you're increasing the amount of sitting time. You, as the adult that's supporting, can also slow your pace of counting as you walk them through 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. And it gives them again, a concrete way of understanding when this expectation is going to end. One of the ways that I like to bridge out of this activity is you can make a number strip as high as you want, but it does get a bit cumbersome after a while. And one of the ways I do like to bridge out of this is a short song that a child likes, and they know that when the song is over, they can get up, and then you can stretch it out by picking longer songs.
This is an example of another visual support called First Then. And all it does is show two things in sequence to help a child anticipate what comes next after he completes an expected behavior. So in this case, you can use these a couple of different ways. You can show two sequential steps in a routine. For example, this one is go inside, shut the bathroom door. Other thing you can do with this is to, the first part illustrate the expected behavior, which might be voiding on the toilet, and the reinforcer for that behavior, which could be a small tangible object or edible reinforcer. And in thinking about this, another way that you can illustrate the reinforcer is to use a small plastic bag with the actual reinforcer in there, such as M&M or another edible, or some kind of trinket or preferred small object that the child enjoys.
So we're going to do a brief demonstration of creating a first then, which is a really useful visual support, not just for toileting, but for moving between sort of any two activities in your daily routine, or as Deb said previously, showing that following an expected behavior will have a reward or reinforcer. So to create this visual, this first then visual, what I'm going to do is I have a plain manila folder, and I'm going to cut right up the spine of this folder. Thank you. And just to make it a little more compact, I'm going to cut it again, just so that it doesn't feel like you need a filing cabinet in your bathroom. And on one side, I'm going to choose, let's say, the expected behavior that we are looking for, which is for your toilet learner to poop in the toilet. I'm going to take that and I am going to use packing tape, which is easy to purchase at any supermarket or pharmacy or Staples. And I'm going to use that and I'm going to cover this image just so that it has a little more longevity, so that it's not going to get ruined at the first time that somebody washes their hands too close to it. And then on the other side, I'm actually going to take this plain Ziploc bag and I'm going to cut it to be a little baggy. I'm going to take a third piece of packing tape and put it along the top side so that I have an open little pocket right there. And then what I'm going to do is take my Sharpie marker, and under the first picture, I'm going to write first. And I'm going to write under the other one, then. So first you make a poop in the toilet, and then you can have them choose before they come to the toilet or before they start sitting. You can choose what they want their reward to be. So you could put an item directly in the pocket, could be food, could be some little toy or activity. And it could also be an icon, like a picture of playtime, so that you can represent things that you can't actually put in your hand when you're in the bathroom. So that is a simple visual and how you might create it at home.